channels and all that stuff. So it's kind of weird. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and share. I have my code in the chat there if you want to use that. If you place an order, it will work on qualifying items and at checkout, and also gives me credit for your order, which is an affiliate link, but it doesn't cost anything extra for you. It just gives me credit, and I get a little commission for that. So this week there was an ink pad. I think when you placed a $10 order, there was a little four cube ink pad. I think, was it 10 maybe? I don't know if it was 10 or if it was 20. But that was supplies last was one of the freebies this week. I'm gonna go ahead and take my stick and stay palette off because we're gonna use that tonight. We are going to play with Stencil Palooza and the paper pad of the month. Hi, Susan. Yes, thank you. Yes, $10. Okay, thank you. That's what it is. So this is, well, let's switch cameras. Paper pad of the month is this worn plaid. It's amazing. Look at the details. So this is our inspiration tonight. We're going to take colors from this and kind of make some Christmas cards that I think could work for masculine cards. Like you could change up the sentiment, I think. So what we're going to do is we got that, and then we're going to combine that with the Stencil Palooza stencil, which is, I believe it's called Pines, Winter Pines. And I had to laugh because remember last week I talked to you guys about this, that this was my stencil last week. This was my stencil on Sunday. And now this is my stencil today. So I think it's kind of funny. But guess what? That's all the gambits. Hi, Brandon. How are you? So I'm going to put that aside. We're going to use that tonight. Some waffle cone cardstock. I've got a few background stamps that I've linked down in the description box. And for my sentiment, I pulled this No Place Like the Holiday stamp and die. The original stamp, I believe, is out. I'm not sure. I didn't look that one up, but I do know this add-on set. I love the sentiments in this stamp set. So I have the Halloween set as well. So I just wanted to pull that out, and I think that's where we're going to get our sentiment from tonight. So let's get started. I hadn't even really decided. Oh, I love a slim. You need that stencil, Shiloh? Well, you know what? I will mail you one because I'm getting a second one, my friends, because I ordered it. I will get you that. Or are you talking about the paper pad of the month? If you're talking about the stencil, I will send you the stencil because I have an extra one coming. It'll be here on Monday because I have my sample and then I ordered. I do want to do a red one, but look at this beautiful paper pad. So I'm not sure what all colors we're going to use tonight, but I'm going to start with the red. And all I'm going to do is go ahead and we're going to do a couple different kind of simple cards. I pulled off a piece of waffle cone. This is 4.5 by 2 and it's supposed to be 2.5. Yep, 2.5. Hi, Shalana. How are you? And then I'm just going to go ahead and grab a stencil. I'm going to use, this is kind of similar to the video I did on Sunday using the Christmas stamp. We're just going to use one of these, and I'm going to grab some mint tape. I love this paper pad too, and I just realized it's the only one I have, Lynn. I can't believe that. I hope this one could be evergreened. I would be happy with that because it could just stay around forever because it's very much easy. Now I turned my pigment stick and stay pigment palette, or is this pigment palette? Yeah, because of my, well, that's not going to work either. Because I want to, a lot of times when I'm ink blending, I'm a right-hander. So I didn't want to reach across. So I just turned mine upside down because I'm not watercoloring today. So when I'm normally going to ink blend, it would be out of the way. But of course, with this one, it's not going to work 100% perfect. But I am just going to grab Love Bomb. I thought that worked very well. And we're just going to ink blend. Now, I do have one done. I did check this color ahead of time because I want to do some heat embossing on this. And I wanted to make sure that it dried a little bit because the Simon Hurley inks stay wet a little bit longer. So you do have to make sure that they're dry before you heat emboss on them or they can stick. Now, with Christmas cards, like I say, with Halloween Christmas cards, you can always add some more sparkle you know, if you get too much embossing powder, because, you know, everything is more sparkly. But I did want to try to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that off. And I love this. Whenever I would check, I just had, I know I almost sent you, that's Shiloh, both my videos were pre-recorded though. So that's okay. My Sunday videos are pre-recorded. Hi, Stacy. How are you? So that's okay. On Sunday, they'll be, because I'll have 2 more on Sunday. They'll be pre-recorded ones as well. So here is that Simon Hurley ink. Now, I will say that oxides would be beautiful too, but I didn't want to use those. So here is my dry one. And the reason I am switching this out, normally I would just leave it if I wasn't going to heat emboss, if I was just going to stamp. But because we're going to heat emboss, I want a dry one. So let's grab these off here quick. I'm shooting for 2 cards tonight. Yeah, I missed you the other day too. I had you on, but I was work, you know. So I started getting it ready to watch the other night, and then I don't remember what I was doing. I queued it up, and then I think I walked away from the television, and then I was like, oh crap. So I stopped it so I could watch it again. So I'll have to watch your latest one here too. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put this back down because these line up pretty easily. Now you could pixie spray this. I didn't because I'm using my oh, I do too. Thank you. I thought it would be fun to do the red. I'm going to do the different color, another color too. I didn't pixie spray it because I went this way, which so then I was making sure I was aware of all my little crevices that might stick up so that I wouldn't catch those. So what I thought would be fun, and I probably should have heat embossed this before I did it. I pulled a couple of our stencils or background stamps. I looked to see what was in stock. I'm going to grab the botanical lace one first. And I just want to add some fun texture to it. And I don't care how perfect it gets. We're just going to grab our embossing ink, and I'm going to go ahead and really emboss this up like that. And I'm going to go ahead and stick it on here, and I'm going to use all my might to just kind of push it in. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I just, because it might not get into every spot, but that's okay. All right. I'm going to pull that off. Now, hopefully it worked. We'll see. And then I grabbed, because you know it's Christmas, be careful because you could tear it stuck really well. You can use, if I was going to use blue, I might use silver instead of gold, but I'm going to use the gold because I like using the gold with the warmer colors. So hopefully my red was dry. It wasn't dry enough, you guys, look. So I might have to do that over with the other one. That's okay. I'm going to put it on there anyway. We're going to see what happens. Let's just check it out. I didn't do it too far in advance, but I did kind of smack it good. So I got a lot of that off. So this is going to be fun. I'm excited to see how this turns out. Now, do I have my little silicone piece here? I do. Hold on a second. And I'm going to grab my glass mat. I have some major cleaning to do in my craft room. I don't know if I'm going to get that done this weekend. I have a lot to do this weekend in here. Now, the pattern might not be perfect. Oh, wow. It's pretty. So I thought that would be kind of just a fun little. Look at. So I pushed it in pretty deep. So this was a delicate stamp. So it got really, really deep. And of course this wasn't. So let's try to get this one dry, and we'll try it again. And we'll press it in and not press it so hard. Let's make sure this is nice and dry. Now, I really had thought about trying to get my scanning cut out and get a couple of these cut out ahead of time. I'm going to go ahead and just not use my stick and stay mat. Just going to go ahead and do it right here on my magnet. Use my classboard of my magnets to hold it in place because we're just going to push it in. I have a piece of tape. I can tape my thing down. And where's my stamp? We're going to try it again. This time I'm not going to push it so hard. Hi, Tia. Hi, Debbie. How are you? It's been another hot week here, of course. It was a crazy week because last night, if you haven't watched any news or saw anything and all that good stuff, I live 20 minutes from the Field of Dreams, and the Minnesota Twins were there last night playing, and so I watched that on TV. I didn't go to the game. I'm just going to push gentle this time because I probably distorted that pattern a little bit. And I might have moved it, but that's okay. So that was kind of wild and crazy around here this last day. There was a bunch of people, you know, and all the basketball players and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. I was going to go to the game, but I signed up to try to get tickets. And then when I saw how much the tickets were, I decided I could do a couple of crafty events for that price. So I decided to not attempt to buy tickets because what they do for the Field of Dreams is they put up a lotto for those who are in Iowa. You can sign up. You have to give them your address. And then right before the tickets go, they draw names and say, you're eligible. You can pick them, buy them tomorrow. And so then I had to wait till that day. And I just was like, no, thanks. Oh, that's not fun. Not being sick is not fun. So it is still a little bit deeper, but that's okay. Like I said, I was pushing on it. It's still, but I still think it's fun. And I didn't do it all the way to the edges, but I just wanted to show you I did do it a second time. And I think it just makes it for a fun little accent part of our card. All right, let's go back. I'm going to go back to this one. Yeah, I'm going to use this one because I like how it filled out more. And we're going to make our first card here. So we're going to use our waffle cone backer, tie that color in together. We've got our plaid here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that down to 4. I want a full-on plaid piece, 4 by 5 1/4. But I'm going to cut a little bit off each side because there's, well, I guess there was worn on this side too. It's fine. I didn't cut that off on both sides. There's a little bit of worn on this one side, so we could probably ink blend a little bit. So let's put that there. Now we need a little bit of color to kind of, because if I put this on here, it's going to kind of just, so what we're going to do is, unfortunately, when we get our paper pads on the back, you're fine, Kate. You're good. Oh, that's, no, ear infections are, they hurt. Yes. No, not good. It says Honeycrisp. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a piece of Honeycrisp. I did not link it because I wasn't sure what color I was going to use, but I did do the waffle cone. So let me grab that Honeycrisp here. I'm just going to grab all of my reds so they're kind of back there here. There it is. We got the little Honeycrisp, and we're just going to, I don't know if I want to mat it. I think I just want to add a little something to it. So I'm just going to cut a strip. I'm not measuring. I'm just going to cut a strip. It's going to be about, it was about 1 inch. And then I think I'm going to cut it down to about 3 inches just to put a little color behind, because we're also going to stamp our sentiment out on this. What I think I'm going to do is just put a little color behind it, just like this. And then we're going to grab our sentiment and we'll stick our sentiment down across the bottom. So let's get this put together first. No die cutting or anything tonight. You know, you could totally go through your stash, find some dies that, you know, you could add some flowers. You could add an embossing folder to one of the background we could sew on it if my thing, stitch it with red. I don't have any red thread available right now, Shiloh. Otherwise I would. I just don't, I don't have any bobbins. I think I have one bobbin and I think my bobbin's too tight. So I think I have to fix it. And I haven't taken the time to do that. So maybe that'll be on my goal for tomorrow. I would, otherwise that would be beautiful on here. I don't even know if my thread is handy right now. I might have put it away. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this down right here. We're just eyeballing it. I'm gonna add this one, and then we're gonna add our sentiments. We can add some sparkle. We'll add some embellishments at the end. Haven't got my sewing machine out in a while. Since I made some cards. I was a part of a summit this past week called the Mastery Route Summit. And I taught basic card making to people who may never have made cards before. So I just grabbed some pattern paper and I printed some sentiments on my computer that they could use if they didn't have supplies. And I just made some very simple cards for them. And then I gave them a document on how to step them up. And those I sewed on my stepped up cards. I sewed on all of them. So that was fun, but I haven't used it since. Oh yeah, okay. Thank you. I will try that. I didn't know I could do that. But I don't have any, like I said, I don't have any thread handy right now. So I think it's in my closet, which is in the other room that way. So I can stitch some on it later too. I can pull it off and do that. All right, we're going to grab, I'm looking to see what I want to say because it says things like it's time for giving, our merry and bright, are filled with season, are filled with joy, merry, all this other stuff. I'm just going to grab Christmas, I think, off of here. I'm going to stamp it right down in the middle because I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. And then I'm going to grab the Mary. We're going to do it twice. We're going to do it right at the same time. Mary is so teeny tiny. It's going to be very hard for you to see, but I'm still going to do it. It's going to be a very little Mary. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to put it here. Little teeny tiny. Okay. There we go. And we're going to heat emboss this, of course, because I want more gold. So anti-static powder tool this time. We probably should anti-static powder tool the other one. And we'll just gently tap. Like I said, that Mary is so teeny tiny. But it's funny. I hope I did it up the right direction. It looks like it might be upside down. It's so tiny. That Mary is. Oh, I used warm. Okay, well, we'll use warm Christmas. It says warm, not Mary. That's why it looked funny. Embossing ink. Oh, yep. Mine is actually on the counter behind me because I had to move it when I was doing something because it was on the floor because it fits really nice on my desk. I have a little tiny mini Janome Sew Mini, but it's I put it on the floor and then I cleaned a bunch of stuff up when I was doing a bunch of things. And I moved it because I had to film. That will work. So I'm going to show you how teeny tiny that is. It's so, let's see if it'll focus. It's so tiny. Hope it'll even focus because it's so tiny. It says warm. Hope I can let's see if I can get it to focus on something else. Nope. Anyway, it's very low. And oh, I got ready for CYOE and I moved it because my friend Julie came over. Hi, Julie and Lori, if you're watching me on Saturday. And I let her use my big desk. And so I moved it so it was out of her way. So she wasn't rolling around looking everywhere going, what happened? Where, I don't have any room to move. I just cut that down. I don't know if I want to go across the whole. I am going to go across the whole card. So let's just leave that and I'll put it down. We are going to trim it down a little bit more though on the top. I left it wider, so I made sure I had plenty of space to cut. Go up to, can I do it right there? Yep, I can. All right. And we'll just add this to our card and we'll move on to our next. Next week, we will be working on more Halloween because I know we have a ton of Halloween stuff to get through yet. I thought, but this week was all about the holidays for Stencil Palooza. So I switched gears for a day. Oh, shoot. That's okay. Pretend you didn't see that. So there we go. We've got our first one. You could have put that up a little bit higher. Well, maybe I will. It will come up. I'm going to put it up just a hair, a little bit higher. So the bottom of the tree. But so you can see, you know, like I said, you can totally change the sentiment out and you would have like a little bit of a Christmas, a winter or a masculine card. We all put some gems on it, but let's go on and we're going to move on to the next version. And I am going to do a little bit of fussy cutting. So I'm going to just trim another panel down here. Let's just do a 3-inch panel. This is Perfect Blend. It is great for alcohol marker coloring. I am going to do ink blending on it, and then I'm going to, we're going to fussy cut out one of our trees. But I need to clean my stamp off first because it has all that embossing ink on it. I think I'm going to do this guy. If we get a little early, then I'll work on a third card, I promise. Oh, I should tell you more about Stencil Palooza. So Stencil Palooza is all month long. We release a stencil every day but Saturday. Tomorrow there is no new stencil. There are 2 on Sunday that are coming out of the vault that are like requested to come back. And so they will be coming out. I will have videos for those on Sunday. They will be pre-recorded. I have to do those tomorrow. And if you buy any Stencil Palooza stencil, it only Stencil Palooza stencil, shipping's $1, whether you buy 1, 2, or the whole gambit. You can buy 1 at a time. You can buy the whole week. We have week 1 bundle, week 2 bundle, or you can buy the whole thing at once. So that way, if you decide you want to wait and see if it's a stencil you would like, you know, that's very nice that you can buy. And each stencil, depending on the layers or the size, is a different price too. Thank you. Thank you, Debbie. I'm going to pull in, and I think we're going to do, I want to do a green. No, what color should we do? We did red. Anyone have a color preference? I kind of want to skip the red. I want to do red. I'm kind of leaning towards, well, I want to do gold though. So how about, should we do some orange? Yes, this is the plaid paper. This is the paper pad of the month. Yes, it is. Which you can buy one off. You can subscribe to it and you're guaranteed to have it. Or there's pink. I totally forgot. There's another whole side, you guys. Duh. So there's like there's 2 different greens. There's a light green and a dark green. Let's do brown plaids. Okay. We can do brown. Yeah, we can still do brown. Okay, I know how we'll do brown. Because it's not gonna exactly how I want, but what I'll do is we will use my second favorite brown ink, which is Cookie Dough by Simon Hurley. I like the Weeping Willow a lot. We'll use the Weeping Willow for the other parts. Maybe. If I do gold, though, I could still do, we'll do both. Let me grab and use Cookie Dough to start. Okay. Didn't know how clean my brush was. Hopefully it's brushed. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in from the sides first, and I'm just going to blend it over because that's going to make sure that I didn't grab any, and it's going to be a little texture. but it's not going to give me any of those. I'm not going to move any of the little tendrils on the tree. And I can go up and in from the other side. I'm not worried about, I didn't mask off if I get a little on the edge because there's a couple spots there. Let's start with the cookie dough. We'll go in with a little bit of the weeping willow. Yeah, I think I have some twine and I think I know where it is. So I think I can add that. It's very, very cheap twine, but I do have some. I'm pretty sure it's just right. I'll have to go get it, but it's right there because I have all of my, it's actually in there, over there. I do have baker's twine too. So I might have some browns and white baker twine, but I'm not sure. I need to get that out. Okay, so we're going to use the cookie dough to start, and then I'm going to add in the weeping willow. And I'm going to actually use my other brush because I cleaned that one off, and this one has the dark color. And I'm just going to do a little bit on the edges. Just a very, very light hint. Okay. And then we're not heat embossing on our tree this time. Oh, I still want to leave that out. This time we're going to use one of my favorite stamp sets. I waited for this stamp set for a long time and I don't use it very often. You know what, Shiloh? Did you know I actually follow a lady who has a blog or an Instagram where she's made like every kind of cookie in the world and it only makes 2 cookies. They're about this size. I'll send you the link. I can't remember. It's just like, it's like single serving, and so, but it always just makes 2. So like if you just want 2 chocolate chip cookies or 2 oatmeal cookies, I would prefer to eat cookie dough than the cookies, to be honest with you. So this is called Scripted, and it's, I was so excited when we got this, and then they got it back. I'm just stamping it with that Weeping Willow ink. I'm not going to worry about it being perfect. I just added a little bit to it. Oh, I'm so excited. Are you ready for the reveal? 1, 2, 3, go. But I changed my mind. We got to do one more thing. Okay. We do one more thing. I need a little shimmer on this. So I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to put it back on, and I'm going to grab my Ornament Gold Chroma Mist. And I'm just going to give it a very light 1 spritz. 1 spritz, that's it. Then we'll pull our stencil off. And see, I did get a little blit, but we're going to fussy cut this. All I'm going to do is kind of dab it off. And we're going to fussy cut. So I'm not a big fussy cutter, you guys. So you're going to have to forgive me while we fussy cut. Cookie dough for 2 would work. You know, I mean, it's not that much then. Oh, yeah. I actually have a really good recipe for cookie dough truffles that have no egg in them. They're so good. I haven't made them in a long time because I'll eat them all. And it was my sister. My sister got me the recipe, actually, my little sister. And I'm just going to go. All I'm doing is going to cut around, and I am going to kind of just, I'm not going to worry about it being perfect because we're going to zhuzh it up a little bit with some gold embossing powder. And I made them for years and years, and I've only shared the recipe with one person, my friend Stephanie, who promised to take it and never share it, because most of them, when you look up online, are different than the one that I have that has a different combination. And so mine tend to be a little drier because of what's in my recipe compared to what is in the ones you find online. If you look for like edible cookie dough recipes, what I like to do is I like to freeze them, because then I don't eat them all, because, you know, they're frozen, a little harder to eat, but they're also really good to make teeny tiny. And then I haven't done it, but I've always wanted to throw it in ice cream and make my own little concrete mixer with them. But right now, I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to be a good girl and not eat that stuff right now. So if I made it, I'd eat the whole thing and I would just hate myself. I'm going to leave that little bit on the inside there. So all I'm just doing is moving my paper around and keeping my scissors as flat, as still as I can. Now this is what I was thinking about getting my scan-in cut out. If I thought about this earlier and had a little bit more time, I would have had a couple of these done on my scan-in cut so that I didn't have to do this. And I'm probably going to still try that because I'd like to have like that perfect offset. Because I love, other people that fussy cut are amazing, but I'm not very good at it. Yeah, oh no, it wouldn't have stopped me either, but you find that you don't want to eat as many when they were frozen, especially because of the chocolate chips. It's like you could just pull out a few and you'd feel good about yourself because you're like, you had them, but they're not sitting there. I mean, yeah, they're in your freezer, but if you forget they're in your freezer and you just have the couple, you know, that's good. They last a little longer. I did make some one year. I did so this is the funny thing. They're supposed to be cookie dough truffles. So they're supposed to be dipped in chocolate, white chocolate. And one year I made them for my son's Boy Scout Blue and Gold banquet, his Cub Scout Blue and Gold banquet, and I ran out of time. So I had like 6 or 8 of them that were dipped and the rest weren't. So and it was March, so it's cold. So I just kind of balled them up like cookie dough and I put them on the platter. They went the first. So I stopped dipping them in chocolate unless I knew it was going to be really hot and they would melt. Or I sent some to Brutus Monroe one year for Christmas and I made sure I dipped them in chocolate because they were going to go through the mail and they would, trust me, they will melt if you get too warm. And people tend to eat them. And they'll be like, can I eat this? Is it safe? And I'm like, yes, it's safe. There's no eggs. No, I've never been one of those people that like microwaves the flour like I guess we're supposed to. I don't worry about that too much, but yeah. So my kids don't like cookies or cake. So for my son's graduation, I ordered cookies. But my daughter's graduation, first of all, my baby sister came and made a bunch of gluten-free sugar cookies, like decorated them out the door. She's an amazing sugar cookie decorator. And I made truffles. So I made cookie dough truffles and I made Samoa truffles. And I can't remember, I made another truffle, I think, because I knew that's what my daughter would like. All right, so there we go. Not perfect, but it works. No, oh, thank you. It's fine. I mean, I find myself that I second guess myself and I go back and I left too much white here or I left a sharp corner, but I'm starting to get better at just, I just have to forget and move on. So I think this is fun, but I do want to kind of, it's funny, actually, I watched a very old video by Paper Tray Ink, like old video from 2009 or something like that. And that's what gave me this idea tonight. I am going to just ink up the edges here a little bit. We're not going to do the whole thing. We're just going to do a little bit. And we're just going to, and that's just, I mean, it's not like it's anything fancy. It's just a technique. And then I'm just going to dip it in some gold and add a little bit of gold to the edges. And actually, I'm going to do it this way. And then it's very, very goldy. So I'm going to take a paint brush that looks like it's cleaner. And I'm just going to kind of brush off a little bit here and there so it's not perfect. I'm going to add a little bit more right there. And just make it so it's not quite so perfectly perfect on the edges. So a little bit more white right there. And then we're just going to heat emboss. So you can do this with die cuts as well. I don't know if I put any. And it gives you that fun kind of gilded look. And the more you do it to that edge, the smoother it'll be. Just gonna add a little bit of fun little touch. So you could do it all over, but I'm just gonna do one little edge. Yes, yep. Oh, I know they're not, but that's and that's the thing, is that we got to remember we're human, so it's okay to, you know, have those little bits. That's what makes it homemade, right? I knew I liked you, Shiloh, for a reason. Yeah, I like to do that a lot with like glitter glaze on the edge or something like that. I just haven't, I didn't want to have time for it to dry. So this time I'm going to cut this down again. I'm going to cut it down to, I'm going to do 3 because I think I might pull in another color. Let's pull in the blue too. 3 by 4. Okay. So we got one that's, no, I don't want it 3. Yeah. And then I'm going to pull in this one, the blue, and I'm going to do 3 again, but I'm going to make this one 5. And we're going to layer those on our card panel. Yeah, but I do want to add a little bit more to this as well. So to this one, I'm going to grab my stamp again, and I'm just going to grab my embossing ink. Well, this first I'm going to wipe it off because it's dirty. It's got brown ink on it. Let's see. Squeaky clean. I got the peach, or the pear. I got the pear. I haven't used it yet. I'm going to use the new pear from Pear Blossom Press. And Amanda, I haven't used it yet. Let's see what it smells like. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Penny. This beats the peach. Sorry, May May. The pear is amazing. The peach smells really good, but the pear is great. They may have to get another one of those because I don't want it to go away. That's one of my favorites. Okay. So we're just going to stamp a little bit of this on here too, but we're going to do it with the gold. So I'm just going to grab and do a little corners here. Doesn't have to be perfect. I think maybe we'll grab a little bit extra there just to go, and we'll do just that much. Because then it ties it all in together. I may pull in one more stamp set if that's okay. I did for the first time, Penny. That was it. I didn't open it until just now. We had I don't remember if it was the paper pad that came with the letters from heaven, but it had the cardinals. I think it was. Oh my God. No, there was a Christmas set one year, and I used this scripted stamp set and just stamped a bunch of little tiny gold lettering all over, and it just made it perfect. Now there is gold all over this. So I'm going to go over here to my garbage can and sprinkle it because I did an anti-static powder to it, which is fine. No, it's that smelled heavenly. So let's add our gold touches. There we go. Sorry for being a little quieter, guys. But we had to add our little touches there, which I think is a fun touch. And I even got a little bloop in there. We are going to use another waffle cone card base. Well, actually, I think I'm going to use a white card base, you guys. And I say that because we have the white on our card. So I'm going to grab some Not Your Mama. So I have a piece here that's cut. I do not. Sorry about that. Here's a piece. I'm going to grab a piece of Not Your Mama's cardstock because I think we need a little bit of the pink or the little bit of the white because we've got that on our tree. Okay. But what I'm going to do is take whatever was left on my blending brush, and this looks like it needs to be trimmed because it looks like it's badly trimmed. Oh yeah, it's not even 4 1/4. Okay, that works. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm just going to ink blend up a little bit just to lighten it a little. I mean, you dirty it up a little bit so it's not quite so stark white. We'll do the same thing with the edges of our tree here on this side. We'll just kind of dirty it up so it's not quite so white. I mean, it's still white, but it's not stark white. That'll make it better. And then what I think we're going to do is we're just going to do a little bit of gold on the edges, on the 4 corners. Tie that gold in there. Thank you, Mom. I'm glad they won. I was wondering what was going to happen there for a while. It's going back and forth. And it's sticking a little bit to the brown that I put on there. I'm okay with that. Just going to add a little bit over here. And then we're going to tap that off down there. And then, like I said, we're just adding a little bit of gold. It's not even going to be much because I tapped so much of it off. But it's kind of a fun effect. So that's fun. And I'm going to put the gold at the top. All right. So I think what we're going to do is put this one here, and we're going to put this one down here. And we're going to put that one up just a little bit higher. Got our little tree. And now we need a sentiment. Okay. So let's get these down first. And then I am going to pull in, I forgot there was the black too. Ooh, that would be fun. Yeah, I need to play with this paper pad some more. I'll probably pull it out next week too. I'm just going to put it up in the corner and glue it down. We're probably going to pop up our tree. Yeah, we're going to do it this way. I'm going to put my sentiment here. Let's pop up this guy. I've got some foam tape just sitting here on my desk from some projects I've been working on all week. Leftover project pieces. Let's see, we'll stick that one there. And I'm going to tear this one in half and stick half of it there and this little half. Let's see if I can get in right here. Yeah, okay. It's been nice because it's not as warm up here as it has been the last couple of days. I mean, it's warm outside, but it's not been warm up in my craft room. I think last time at this time, I was like, okay, I am ready to take a quick cold shower and put on some tank top and shorts and hit the bed. It is. Oh, hi, Jay. I love this paper. I have been holding on to not using it because I wanted to save it for this card project first. I love the vintage Halloween one too. I haven't used that one yet either. Actually, I haven't used any of the pattern papers yet. I haven't played a lot with this release yet because I haven't had a lot of time for that. Getting other things done. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of layer it over. I think actually we're going to layer it right here. We're going to do it right here. And then for our sentiment, I'm not going to do any more blue. We're going to leave the blue. I am going to pull in the holiday shapes. There is a few of these left. I had the note how many were left. There were some of these still in stock. I think they might be in SOS status though. But if this was from an event we had last year, I think it was a Merry Making event, but all I know is that I love it. It's got this great, beautiful big font, and I love these. And we're going to use this Merry and Bright because I'm going to go ahead and do it on white with gold because it's going to be mostly the sentiment. If I can figure out where I put my Misty. Oh yeah, no, I'm not a hoarder at all. No, not me. Not me. Don't look at my pattern paper, Shiloh. I mean, I'm embarrassed. I have a goal to use it up. I start using that up and start making like doing some challenges and other things that people use, that people put out there for card, like Kendra's Cards channel and things like that. I'm just looking for a piece of paper here quick. I need a small piece of paper. And we'll just grab this piece of Not Your Mama's. This size will work. Just cut it down so that I can start using them up because I have way too much paper because I have to buy, more than one, thanks to Heather Collins. All right. An anti-static putter tool, this, because it's mostly going to be white. We probably dirty it up a little bit. It says Merry Christmas. Stamp that out. I'm a big fan of Merry Christmas. This is Merry and Bright. I'm sorry. I don't do a lot of happy holidays or seasons greetings. I do like to say Merry Christmas. It's just because it's one of my favorite times of year. I mean, I love Halloween too, but I am a winter girl, so I love Christmas. I'm actually tomorrow going to decorate for fall/Halloween while I watch the preseason game of the Vikings. I'm super excited about that. I'm going to brush this off a little bit because I'm going to cut it out. I'm not worried about it being terrible. Just tap it off a little bit. And there's a little bit inside that Merry. That's pretty good. It's not very bad. We can spritz it. We might spritz it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Why more than one? Haha. Because, if I use up one, I might not have all the paper I want. I don't know. I love Burgess Monroe paper pads, and they're one thing that I like to buy more than one of when I fall in love with one because I love them so much. I just want to keep making cards. And then the next release, of course, comes out. And I need to do that one, and then I need to do the next one. And, it just keeps going on and on and on. We're going to let this dry a little bit. Not dry, but cool off a little bit. And then I'm going to grab my little old-fashioned Stampin' Up! Punch. Oh, yeah, I can blame Heather for some of my stash, too. And this is a 1 3/4 punch. You could use a circle die. I'm just going to use this punch, and I'm just going to line it up. It's almost perfect. So I just eyeball, and then I just kind of hold it in place I push a little pressure so I kind of look to see the gold edge. And then pop that right out. And a trick is, if you don't get it perfect, you just go around the edge again with some embossing powder. But look at how great that turned out. Oh, Heather called and said, hey, I just want you to know they have these stencil bundles. I said, I can't buy anything right now. And then she said, we have the Advent calendar bundle. I'm waiting on my order to arrive. Well, fortunately, the Advent calendar is going to ship in a little bit. That's not shipping till September. I didn't mention that, by the way. The Advent calendars are available, the Christmas and Halloween ones. If you buy them both, if you do celebrate both or you would like both, you get a discount. I think you get them for $75, or if you buy them individually, they're $50. So, and then they're going to ship them in time so that you guys, because I do videos for every day, trying mostly to use only the box. And then every once in a while, I pull in a sentiment from my stash, but it's usually a sentiment that everyone might have, like a warm winter wishes or happy Halloween or boo, Nothing super like punny or anything. If there's no stamp that comes with it. So there we go. We're going to add that right here. We're going to pop that puppy up too. I don't think I have any more foam tape out. So those are available. And it's 14 days. Usually we get a treat in there. So there's 13 days of crafting. I try to make a treat with a card with a treat too, just because I think that's fun. I'm actually thinking of overlap. Do I want to overlap? I think I'm going to overlap it a little bit instead of put it way out. Yeah, I'm going to overlap it. So there we go. I think the last thing it needs is a little spritz of chroma mist. I'm going to do this off camera for a second, because I did a big spritz of it this time. And there we got our second card. She's very good at spending all of our money. Stacy is too. If you're still watching, Stacy, she's good at spending our money too. So if you go to Scrap Mania, be prepared. I say that with love, though. I do love. So here is our second card. We need to put some embellishments on our first card, though. I think it needs a little bit. So I'm going to go in and grab, I have those red shift crystals. I want to do those. I mean, you could do gold if you wanted to, but I'm going to do the red shift crystals and add just a few. Gold sequins would be pretty too. Thank you. So that was kind of a fun idea. I mean, there's lots of things you can do with pine trees, so I didn't want to just layer them on top of one another. Like I said, my goal is to try to create some other projects with, I think I'll put two here too. Some other stencils. I'm hoping the post office is awesome and gives me my stencil palooza, because I have week 1 and 2 coming, and then of course my stencil for next week. I hope it arrives tomorrow, and so I can spend the whole weekend. I'm just gonna be busy filming away, but if it doesn't, it's fine. I have other things I have to film first. I have a summit coming up and that I have to film for, and I need to do my Sunday videos and things like that. But I'm hoping to create with all of this, maybe make a small card with each one, or maybe even just kind of do a cut card on how I created them using the stencils for each day. So there we go, you guys. I love the gold tooth. Thank you, Shiloh. I am gonna stop that here because we are only 5 minutes away. I did pretty good. Said I'd get 2 cards made, and I did. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will see you guys next week. I believe next week is the stencil of the month, and the stamp of the month, which will be fun because I'm not 100% sure what stencil I have to use, or I don't have to use, but which my Stencil Palooza stencil is. So we may be using lots of stencils. Thank you. I hope so, Shiloh. It depends on, I'm going to go out to the farm in the morning, probably because I need to make a few cards ahead of time before I film, so I know what I'm doing. Gold is one of my favorites too. Thanks, Linda. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Debbie. Thank you, Cordelia. You're welcome. Have a great evening. I will see you guys all next week.